Hello everyone, how are you? In this video, we are going to work on our assets registration. From that, I mean we will be enqueuing our assets, our CSS and scripts. I'm your host, Ikramul Haq. Without wasting any of our time, let's quickly jump into the development. So, here is our current status of the code. We have successfully registered our custom post type. We have also successfully registered our taxonomy, and now we have to enqueue our assets. First things first, let me show you from where to get HTML and CSS of our project. Okay, so if you go to our WordPress tutorials and inside our plugin development series, you will be seeing this post properly in CSS and JavaScript. So I have already opened it. It will provide you all the details if you want to see written guide and everything like what each function and what each line of code does. Okay, so first of all, you have to provide your email here, and once you enter your email, you have to submit it, and you will be getting portfolio HTML folder of the project. I have already done that, and I got downloaded the folder. So this is the portfolio dash html zip folder which you will be getting through the email. Make sure if you check your email, and if you don't get your email, make sure to check your spam folder. Maybe email resides inside the spam. So once you have downloaded it, I have already downloaded it and I have extracted the folder. So that's what you will be getting. And quickly, if I just open html, it will be showing like this, but in your case you will be seeing actual images and everything. Finally, why I am seeing those images broken? Because I have removed the images folder. Okay, so now once you have downloaded assets, you have to simply copy these three folders: css, fonts and js. So I have to copy it, and then you have to go inside your plugin. So if you are developing on localhost or you are developing inside your live site, so wherever you go, you have to go to your actual website under WP content plugins, your actual plugin, whatever name you give it, you have to create your new folder. So I am giving this folder assets name. Okay, so that's a standard way, and here I will be pasting my files folders. Perfect. So let me quickly show you what each folder contains so you know what's going on. All right. And here are our JS files. Inside plugins, there are further JS files which we are using it. So you can remove things which we don't need, like Bootstrap, jQuery library, and whatever. Okay. So once our assets are properly placed under assets folder, now we have to just write our code to enqueue those assets. And now we have to jump into the enqueue part. Okay, so let me say something, scripts and styles. Okay, so to enqueue our scripts, there is also a action hook which is called WP enqueue scripts. Okay, scripts, and again we have to pass our callback like we were doing earlier in our series. So we can say our register assets. I think it's fair enough, good name, so no worries at all. Okay, so we have already created our action, and now it's time to jump into the file in queue part. Okay, so we have to just create this function like we were doing earlier. Okay, so simply we have to just copy this command, and we can write our command for the code. Okay, so I can just say register assets. Perfect. Now we have to create our function for this particular callback. All right. So first things first, if we check WP and Q code, it is something like WP and Q style. Okay. So we have to pass name of our file. So in this case, let me just check what CSS I have. So I have all those CSS files. So first of all, I will be enqueuing my plugins. So I can name it something like plugin. Now, if you see, we need path of the plugin, because for I already mentioned in our previous videos that for the path of our assets we need URL path of the site. Okay, so in this case this was the constant we created for the URL path. Now our file is, we will be getting path until our this file like localhost slash tutorials slash wp dash content slash plugins slash wp dash creative dash portfolio. So now we have to add our assets because our file is residing inside assets dot css. All right, perfect. So make sure everything is fine. Okay, so we have created our file. Now we have to check if there is any dependency. So far we don't need any dependency, and we can simply pass the version of our plugin. For that we have created a version constant already, like this one. I am copying it and pasting it. Okay, so first we have to check it out if this works or not. Okay, so I am inside my site, and let me quickly check if our asset is being loaded or not. Okay, so something is going wrong here. Plugins WP oh shit, actually if you see the path, our path is our folder is our sorry files are residing inside a CSS. Okay, so that's how we actually learn, by committing some mistakes. Perfect. This way you get to know how to debug things, so you can always check it. Okay, there are no issues. So if I just go to element and if I control plus F, and if I find my file, so I can see. Okay, perfect. So our ID is there and our file path is there. Now we have made a mess of it. The reason I'm saying this, the reason is by now we haven't added any code, but our file is already loading on front end. So let's say if our there are 20 files and all those files are in queuing, it is a mess for us. So our purpose is not only to learn development but in a professional way. Okay, so what is the solution? The solution is, instead of enqueue we can use register. Okay, so this way if we check again after reloading it, this file should not be there. Perfect. What it means? It means we have now registered our CSS. Whenever we needed it, we will be enqueuing it. So once we are actually using our front end shortcode, we will be using it. All right, so this way I can simply copy it and paste it. How many files we have? We have 1 2 3 4 5. So I have pasted it 5 times. Okay, and now for each file we have to name it. For this one, instead of color plugins, I will be saying it color. And for this one, path of the file is color.css, if you see here. And then comes our main, so we can say it main, and the path name for the file is main.css. Perfect. And then comes our transitions, so we can say it like transitions, and we can also copy it and use it here. And finally our responsive.css, for that we have to copy it and paste it. So we have to save it. All those assets are registered. Okay, so we can write it like this. Now it's time to enqueue or register our JS files. It is very much similar, almost similar, I would say. Simply, I can copy it. So instead of style, we use script for the JS assets. Okay, so I go to JS, and first of all, if you see, we are having our JS files. Now, the name of the ID we can keep it WPCP plugins, and instead of JS it will be going under the instead of CS it will be going under JS, and then comes our plugins folder, and then comes our plugins.js file. Okay, perfect. So is there any dependency needed here? Exactly, yes, we do need our jQuery dependency because WordPress has built-in jQuery. For that, we need to make it work. And also, if we want to load our scripts inside the footer, we have to add it to true. Yes, we want to load our scripts inside the footer. So if we check plugins.js, it contains all our plugin assets. So nothing else needed to be implemented. So you can even delete those files, right? Now we have to enqueue register our main.js file. Okay, so I'm just copying it. I am giving it name like main, and as it is not under plugins folder, so I have to simply say it main.js. All right, now we have to just view once more. Is there any issues or errors? No. Perfect. So we have registered our scripts, but how we will be enqueuing it? We will be enqueuing it when our assets are required on the page. For that, we can simply create another callback or another method. So we can hit that method to load our assets. So this time, instead of enqueue, we can say it enqueue. We instead of register, we can say it enqueue assets, and we can create a static method for this one. Why static? So we can name it anything like enqueue. So why static? The reason for that is we can simply call this method without initializing any object. Okay, so that's how we enqueue. So what was here? Instead of register, it was enqueue. So this way we can create all our 5 IDs. We have to just pass like this one. We have to pass this, this, and finally this. Now whenever we call this static function, it will be enqueuing all our assets. Okay, so next we have to enqueue our script. It is almost similar. The only change is instead of style, we just have to change it to script. Okay, so now we have to pass IDs of our script. First is WPCP dash plugin, and the second is WPCP dash perfect. Okay, so our assets are loaded. Now if we have to call check how we can actually check if our assets are loaded or not, we can simply call it because it is our static method, so we can call it like this. And if we check now, okay, you can see something. Let me quickly find. And okay, so all our assets are loaded like plugins, color, main, transitions, responsive. And for our JS, let me quickly check our plugins.js. Yes, so our plugins.js and our main.js file is also loaded. So whenever we have to use this, to enqueue our assets, we will be calling this method. So that's why it is an awesome approach to register and enqueue our assets in a proper way. Okay, so we can say something like this. All right. So it was a great way to register our assets, and this way we can reduce our page speed load times, and we will only be adding our assets on the page once they are required. Otherwise, we will not be using any of our assets and our page speed will be improving dramatically. In this video, we have covered a lot of ground, and in next video, we will be actually hitting our shortcode to show our filterable portfolio from the stored data, from the stored categories and stored portfolio items. For any of your queries and questions or concerns, don't hesitate to ping me back through the comments or from your direct emails. I will always be trying my best to reach you guys back as much as I could. Until then, have a nice time. See you in the next video. Bye bye.